Well, good morning. Good morning, and welcome to the Morning Report. My name is William Lawson. The Morning Report is a production of FightBackMedia.com, 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 and FightBackMediaTV.com. Um, if you saw yesterday's program, you're wondering, is he still wearing that shirt? Well, truth be told is that I did yesterday's program late, and I'm doing Friday's program right after, and I did not get up from the chair to go change clothes to try to fool you into thinking that it was I didn't do it in the same day or the same time in the same setting. Not trying to fool you here, trying to get it done for you. Just trying to get it done for you. How about that? No fake news here. We're not trying to fake. I'm sure you don't believe that I'm floating. I'm floating in space. I'm sure you don't believe that. But I know you probably think this is some sort of bad green screen background, and it is. Uh, again, life is good. Life is good. Remember, like I'm going to say every day for a while, probably the rest of my life, that every day is a great day. Just some days it's raining. Right now it's drizzling in my house a little bit. So some prayers of protection. We appreciate it. We appreciate because we appreciate you. All right. It happened. Now I'm not really sure how it's going to function, how it's going to work out, but it has happened. Elon Musk is now the owner of Twitter, the sole owner of Twitter. Twitter belongs to Elon. Now, he mentioned before that Twitter was going to move basically from a social media company to a technology company. Now, what does that mean? Now, it seems like there's a lot of people who are working at Twitter or getting paid by Twitter. The more the stories come out, you're like, nobody works there. Everybody just they get a check from there. They're employed by there, but nobody actually does anything. Except the people who design the algorithm to block me. Okay, you blocked me. You got me. You shut me down. Yes, I'm done. So we're going to explore what the feelings are, because some people are freaking out. They are losing their minds. But we're going to see. Again, most of the time people overreact. It's my thought that Elon Musk is smart enough to keep people around that will help him get to where he wants to take Twitter from where it is. The idea now is that Twitter is by a lot of the Twitterverse and people who work there, and people who think that somehow this is, especially people on the left who think this is their personal playground, this is their personal thing that they use to throw rocks at people on the right, and it shouldn't be touched, that somehow it's perfect. It's perfect, like somehow it's divine, but it isn't. It needs upgrades. It needs, it needs to grow and change. Facebook grew and changed. TikTok grows and changes. Instagram grows and changes. Um, Twitter, not so much really. And maybe it's time for that. So we'll see. We haven't heard anything from Elon about anything new and exciting that's going to happen on Twitter. We've heard about some layoffs and some firings and the like, and we're going to talk about those. And we're also going to mention your girl Brittany Griner. You're thinking, who? Britney Spears? Brittany who? Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner is the WNBA star that got hemmed up in Russia with some cannabis oil, and her appeal was denied, and so she is scheduled to spend 9 years in jail in Russia. We'll talk about that too. All right, we hope that you are going to have a fabulous Friday. Fabulous Friday. And we'll get started with the program right after these messages. So is it okay now, because it was, I mean, during the Trump administration, it is okay to talk about the president's
Yeah. We talked about mental health elderly, so let's talk about this guy mental health.
The president's mental acuity, because there's sometimes where it seems to be lacking. Have you seen?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's especially bad. I mean, I'm talking about sometimes it's like really bad. Like, have you seen the picture?
I was told not to take any questions.
I was told not to take any questions. They're going to be mad at me.
They're going to be mad at me.
They,
Mr. President, are you the president, or were you five?
You see what I want. See, the next question is, excuse me,
I was told to call on what you call for NBC. Who's telling you to call on?
That's the question that we ought to be asking. Who's telling you this?
I mean, I don't understand why nobody won't ask that question.
Is Jen Psaki actually the president?
Who's telling you to call on these people in the media?
Is Jen Psaki actually the president?
Probably so.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the program. Again, my name is Willie Lawson. The program is The Morning Report, a production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. Appreciate you being here. The program is available here on YouTube, or here on Rumble, or here on the fightbackmedia.com website. The audio podcast is everywhere. We're like Savoir Faire. We're everywhere. Boy, that is a dinosaur reference. In any case, Elon Musk is in the building. Elon Musk is in the building. Now, I don't know if you've seen the video, but we're going to put the video when we get this thing happening. We're going to put the video right here, where you can see Elon Musk walking into Twitter headquarters with a sink, with a kitchen sink. That is freaking hysterical. That's one of the most gangster moves I have ever seen. Yes, it's kind of a dick move. It is. I ain't gonna lie, but it's funny. It is super, super funny. And I know that if you think that you're going to lose your job and be unemployed, maybe none of this is funny to you. But I'm going to tell you, it's funny as heck to me. Because the idea of so many people are losing it. Like, I talked to someone today at my other job, and they said they thought that all it was photoshopped, that he didn't have, that maybe he had some books or something. But we looked at the video again and again, and it was like, no, dude's got a kitchen sink. Dude's walking in with a kitchen sink. Well, the thought was that everything is going to go, except, including the kitchen sink, right? So he's in the building. It is official. Billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk and the new owner of Twitter is in the building after purchasing the social media platform for $44 billion. That's billion with a B's, my friends, dollars. $44 billion. In the lead up to Musk taking over the company, employees, this is a bad move. If you're worried about keeping your job. If you're not worried about keeping your job, if you're only concerned about making a point, okay. But if you're worried about keeping your job, not a good move. Employees issued a demand letter. And this is such a Gen Z move, that somehow you can demand something from the person who writes the checks. Like, somehow they won't be able to do this without you. Let me tell you, Musk could pay $44 million for it and let the whole thing crash into the ground and write off the losses every year on his taxes to help him shore up his position with Tesla. Did you know that? No, of course you don't. because you can't see beyond your own snotty nose. Here's a letter. We, the undersigned Twitter workers, believe that the public conversation is in jeopardy. Elon Musk's plan to lay off 75% of Twitter's workforce will hurt Twitter's ability to serve the public conversation. And where will we get our free wine? A threat of this magnitude is reckless and undermines our users' and customers' trust in our platform. Well, first of all, let me help you. It's not your platform. It isn't. It is not your platform. It is Elon Musk's platform. And this is something that I think that a lot of young people don't understand. This doesn't belong to you. Your entitlement is null and void here. This doesn't belong to you. This belongs to him. All of it. Lock, stock, and barrel. All of it. So this idea, this undermines our users and customers' trust in our platform, not your platform, and is a transparent act of worker intimidation. Not really. You could just leave. That's the best part. You could just go somewhere else. I'm pretty sure Twitter, all the doors open out, because that's how they have to by fire code. Every door opens out. So there won't be any, in that rush, there's nobody, banging against the door. Every door opens out. Well, this nice cushy job that you had, and by all accounts, Twitter has been a pretty cushy job. Now, if you have receipts that this is not a cushy job, please write them down in the comments here on YouTube or on Rumble. Send me an email at fightbackmedia@gmail.com and say, oh yeah, this is tough. This is like a sweatshop. Is reckless and undermines our users and customers' trust in our platform, and is a transparent act of worker intimidation. If you're intimidated, you don't have to be intimidated. You can just leave. A letter signed by Twitter workers, and the first reported by Time states, Twitter has a significant effect on societies and communities across the globe. As we speak, Twitter is helping to uplift independent journalism in the Ukraine and Iran, as well as powering social movements around the world. We, the workers, because there are a bunch of commies and socialist pigs in there, little piglets, not pigs, but piglets, because they're all young, right? We, the workers at Twitter, will not be intimidated. No, because you're going to be fired. You won't work there anymore. They'll come in and escort you off the property and tell you that if you come back, you'll be arrested for trespassing. What do you mean you won't be intimidated? We recommit to supporting the communities and organizations and businesses who rely on Twitter. We will not stop serving the public conversation. We will call on Twitter management and Elon Musk to cease their negligent layoff threats. If you're looking to get your ass fired, sign up. Because y'all sign it and you go, oh, my name is Willie Lawson, fire me first. Again, this is some Gen Z. I'm gonna say this as a boomer. Who the hell do you think you are? This isn't yours. This is his. Now, you don't like it, no doubt, and you don't have to like it. That's fine. I'm not telling you to like it. I'm not telling you to enjoy it. I'm not telling you just to take it. I'm not. But understand there's a reality to this. This thing called Twitter, this corporation, this life that you're building around all this doesn't belong to you. It never belonged to you. And now we know exactly who it belongs to. The free wine on tap, that's his wine. All of it. The espresso machines, the espresso belongs to that dude. The espresso machine belongs to that dude. The mats that are in the yoga room, they all belong to him. All of it. The rooftop chill out place, that's his. It doesn't belong to you. The fact of the matter is that it never belonged to you. All the comfy chairs that are ergonomic, they all belong to him. They all belong to this dude right here. That's what they belong to. Now, I know that drives you crazy. As workers, we deserve concrete commitments that we can continue to preserve our integrity of our platform. Again, it's not your platform. It never was. Your entitlement has gone too far. The letter also listed a number of other demands. Musk seems unfazed, but he doesn't care. He says this, after all that, he tweets this: a beautiful thing about Twitter is how it empowers citizen journalism. People are able to disseminate news without establishment bias. Change is coming to Twitter. He mentioned this before, which is why they're so freaked out. The little commie piglets and the socialist piglets, they are freaking out because their nice cushy job may be coming to an end. Maybe. I don't know. I don't have any idea. But maybe. I'm pretty sure that things won't continue as they have been. I'm guessing that the free red wine on tap will still flow. I'm guessing that he won't be closing the yoga rooms. I'm guessing that you'd still be able to get some espresso. And he's not going to switch out the chairs for wooden benches. I don't think so. It's still going to be a comfortable place to work. But he mentioned that he's going to move Twitter from being a social media company to a technology company. Change is coming to Twitter. And frankly, kids, and I'll call you kids because you're acting like children, is that this happens at every business and every level all the time. I know this may be the first time it's happening to you, and you thought that you had found nirvana and that you'd found a place to belong and all that happy BS, and that you were going to be there forever. It's your first job. It's your first love. But what we all know, all the graybeards know, is that everything changes. And certain things go away. Sears and Roebuck, gone. Montgomery Ward, gone. Woolworth, gone. W.T. Grant, gone. These large corporations, these large entities, gone. Absolutely gone. Shuttered. History, gone. Why? Because time goes on. Things change. People buy it. It doesn't really work. They change it or they get rid of it. That's the way of the world. Time to grow up, kids. Time to realize that you're just a cog in the wheel. You're just a cog in the machine. You're replaceable. You're not irreplaceable. You're not the most special thing in the world. You're not. From a line from Color Purple. You're just another one of the Rustas. We'll be back right after these messages. Well, hey everybody, my name is Willie Lawson, and you guys know that I do a lot of stuff on the internet. And you may think with what's happening on Twitter and what's happening on Facebook and what happened to Parler that the mainstream social media sources are really trying to rid themselves of conservative voices. And you'd be right. They most certainly are. Um, but you know what? It isn't as bad as you think it is. It's worse. But there are people who are willing to be platformed for free speech. One of those places is freedomforum.website. Freedomforum.website. You can go there and speak your mind. So come join us. Enjoy the freedom. Enjoy the fun. If you are a true blue conservative, small businesses are near and dear to your heart. They are the lifeblood of our life and economy. I believe this, and that's why my florist is not a website or phone number. My florist is Blooming Days Flower Shop, Tampa's premier flower shop. At 11618 North Florida Avenue here in Tampa, Florida, and at 6835 State Road 54 in Newport Richey. Call Christine at 813-933-1942 and at 727-232-6900. She can also be reached on the web at www.bloomingdays.com. One of the things that I get asked most is where can I get information that is not tainted with liberal bias, especially here in the Tampa Bay area. Well, now I have the answer. tbctampa.com, a website by and for Tampa area conservatives. Tampa's leading conservative voices speak freely at tbctampa.com. And you can too. So join the fun and enjoy the freedom at tbctampa.com. My name is Willie Lawson, and this is the Morning Report. All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the Morning Report. My name is Willie Lawson. We are thrilled that you are here. The Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. We are glad that you are here this glorious Friday morning, and you ain't hurt nobody. They ain't coming to get you, is it? Y'all ain't got no warrants, do you? Good. Enjoy your Friday. This Friday is going to be super busy. I am working at the park today on my second gig, and then we got grocery pickup this morning. What else we got going on? We are working on the AC, in the building. So I'm expecting a call back from him. I'm hoping that we get some time to work on getting a generator to run the place. We've been trying to get one of those Generacs to run the place, but we don't have access to natural gas where we live. So we're gonna have to go with LP. The first LP people didn't respond all that well. So we're supposed to contact somebody else tomorrow. So the next time we have a hurricane or whatever, and we might lose power. We won't lose power here at fightbackmedia.com. We will not lose power here at Fightback Media. And we'll be able to help people and not be hot. Speaking of not being able to help people and not be hot and just not hot. Brittany Griner, you remember Brittany Griner, WNBA superstar? A week after celebrating her 32nd birthday, while in a Russian prison, following a drug conviction, after, quote, this is from the leftist news, mistakenly bringing prescription hashish oil into Russia. Yeah, it was a mistake because it was illegal. WNBA superstar Brittany Griner has some bad news. Got some bad news as the appeal of her 9-year prison sentence was denied. Her prison sentence was upheld. But despite the unfortunate ruling for Griner, it appears that Russia is still willing to negotiate with the United States about her potential release on one very specific condition. Now, before we get to that, I want to talk to you about this. For years, young people were told, when you travel to certain countries in Europe, do not be caught with drugs. Because in some places, especially places that were Muslim run, they had a zero tolerance policy for such thing. If you got caught with drugs, even stuff like marijuana, you could spend 10, 20, 30 years in jail because of it. Because these were the laws of that country. So the laws of the United States don't have any bearing, or how the United States handles something. It doesn't have any bearing on how a sovereign nation handles their business. And it may seem to us, to our mentality, it may seem overboard, it may seem barbaric, it may seem whatever, but it doesn't matter. Goes back to my last story. It's how it is there. We don't have your entitlement doesn't work everywhere. Your American entitlement doesn't work everywhere. As a matter of fact, your American entitlement in a lot of places works against you. It definitely works against you in a place like Russia. We often hear, and we have this mentality that the rest of the world is so much further ahead of the United States on this issue or that issue. Well, apparently, that cannabis oil, hashish oil, or whatever it was, that you could, have in LA, you can drink it, rub it on your forehead, rub it on your sore muscles, at a restaurant in West Hollywood, will get your ass 9 years in prison in Russia. Now, the people you ought to be mad at is the people who are your handlers that work for the WNBA. They should have told you. They should have warned you. They should have warned everybody. Don't get caught with anything. Because these people are serious. And they're not just going to excuse you because you're some sort of NBA or WNBA superstar. My guess is that only about 1% of the entire population of Russia knows what the hell the WNBA is. Because my guess is that only about 5% of people who live in this country, know what the WNBA is. And fewer have ever seen a game. But basically, nobody wants to watch it. And fewer that actually want to watch a game. So the status, all that to say, the status that Brittany thought she had, she didn't have there. But according to a report from the Associated Press, Russian Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said that in a conference call with reporters that Russia would continue to talk with the United States about her release of Brittany Griner as long as the talks were done in secret. They do not want Joe Biden to benefit from Brittany's release if they agree to it. They don't. As long as they're done in secret, here's what Peskov says. We always say that any contacts about possible exchanges can only be conducted in silence under a tight lid on any information, Peskov said, according to the Associated Press. The two countries are reportedly engaged in ongoing negotiations as they try to agree to a potential prisoner swap that could send her home. Russia has recently revealed that despite the United States' efforts, Greiner's release is not seen as a priority in the country. They don't care. It's some Black lesbian basketball player, female basketball player, who got hemmed up with drugs. They don't care. They're not worried about being called racist or homophobes. This is something that a lot of people don't get. They don't care. She may think that that the penalty is excessive. Okay. Yes, I'm sure that she's dejected. I'm sure that she's sad. I'm sure that she's frightened. She's 32 now. In 9 years, she'll be 41. What's left of her basketball career is over. Yeah, what's left of her basketball career is over. And if she stays in prison another 5 years, probably then, or even another 3 years, she won't be coming back after not playing for 4 years as a 35-year-old. So they maybe talk about it, but Putin could care less. Oh, he's in the middle of fighting a war with Ukraine. Trying to take over Ukraine. Brittany Griner ain't on his priority list. If I have a word of advice for you, if you go to a foreign country, a country that is not your country, and you expect that they are going to respect the laws where you came from, as if you take them with you. This is what Brittany figured out, that she, as much as she talked badly about her own country, she can't wrap her flag around her as a get out of jail free card in other countries. That doesn't work. It does not work. Maybe she gets out. Maybe she doesn't get out. My gut is that she doesn't spend 9 years in a Russian prison. My guess is that she'll get out sometime before that. But I think that this is a cautionary tale for the rest of you. Always do the right thing. And maybe have a little bit more respect for the laws, for the freedom, for the liberties that you enjoy right here in the United States. My name is Willie Lawson. This has been the Morning Report, a production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, take care of yourself. We'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.